Good morning, class. Here's your English teacher, Sir Sanjay. I welcome you all to yet another session of online classes. Today we shall take up the 10th lesson of your English text, English coursebook to be precise. Lesson number 10. The name of the lesson is Birbal's Khichdi. Okay. So I think in workbook I've clearly explained what Khichdi is and Birbal also. So to make things clearer, I'll explain you once again. Birbal was a very wise man who used to sit at the court of Emperor Akbar. Okay, who's Akbar? If you ask me, Akbar was one very renowned king who was very powerful and wealthy in his time, and he was known for a number of things. So Birbal, this wise man, used to tell a lot of story and was very witty and wise person who used to live or who used to sit at the court of Emperor Akbar. Okay, and we talk about khichdi. Khichdi is an Indian food made with rice, dal, and few vegetables are also added to add flavor. It's considered quite nutritious, healthy diet, and it's recommended when we suffer from upset tummy and all. Clear? So, without any further ado, let's begin explaining today's lesson with the ponder section. What is the name of the lesson? Birbal's Khichdi. Okay. So will Birbal cook khichdi in this lesson? What will be the reason? What will force him to cook khichdi? Let's read and find out. Okay. Here's a ponder session. You asked to name the food. I'll leave this to you. Do a bit of research and try and name the food on your own. And I also suggest you to open your book to check out and look things clearer, brighter and bigger, because on video you may have visibility issue. Alright, if you open book by your side, things will be easier. So what food do you think this is? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is this? So simple food. This is eaten in South India, this is eaten in North India, this is East, this Northeastern India, this looks like soup. What is this? And what is this? What is this? Okay. Try and name them. In my next class, I'll ask you what are the names of this food. Right? Shouldn't have problem with that, I guess. So let's move towards explanation section. Okay. So here we go. This is the court of Emperor Akbar. You know court, right? Where the king sits with his minister to discuss over important issue. It's a big hall where all meetings and all are held. The king takes up his throne, and then the ministers will be sitting over here, clear, to discuss over important issue. Let's get along. So let's begin. It was winter. Which season is it now? Now also it's winter, right? December. So it was winter in the story as well. It could be December, January, we cannot say. Clear? It was winter. The water in the ponds and lakes were very, very cold. In winter, what happened? Water is very cold, right? We do not tend to take bath with. Sorry for that. What happens in winter is we do not want to take bath in cold water, right? We warm water and isn't it? Warm water bath is very, very wonderful at winter. So in winter, lakes and ponds are very, very cold. So at the court. So what is a court? I mentioned already. It's written here as well. Court. It's a place in a palace where a king, queen meets minister and common people and discuss important issue. Okay. So let's begin. Not begin. Let's continue. Clear? So the court, Emperor Akbar asked Birbal. Okay, he asked Birbal, tell me, Birbal, will a man do anything for money? He is asking. Birbal, what do you think? Will a man do anything for money? So Birbal replied, yes. The emperor ordered, bring me a man who will do anything for money. So emperor was interested, after hearing this. He said, okay, fine, bring me a man who's ready to do anything for money. Okay. So what happens? The next day, Birbal came to the court along with a poor man. So Birbal came to the court and he brought along with him a poor man. Okay. So what will happen next? Let's find out. Birbal told emperor, this man will do anything for money. So after bringing the man, he said, this man, emperor, would do anything for money. Okay. The emperor ordered the man to stand inside a coal pond all through the night without any clothes if he needed money. Okay. So the emperor ordered the poor man, if you want money, you have to stay in a coal pond without wearing any warm clothes through the night. And if you can do that, I'll pay you money, is what the emperor told this poor man when this man was brought to the court by Birbal the next morning. Okay, so let's continue reading. So what happened? The man is trying to stay in the pond, so it's very cold here. Try and observe the picture clearly in your textbook. Okay. The poor man had to do as the emperor asked. He stood in a pond all night shivering. So, as the emperor asked, shivering means he was shaking. When we feel cold, we start shaking, our body starts shaking with cold, right? So, as the emperor asked, and as he was in need of money, the poor man stood inside the pond all the night. He was shivering. He returned to the court the next day to take his reward from the emperor. So he was happy because he could pass through the night, and then in the next day he went to the emperor to take his reward, his prize, because he had completed the deal. The emperor told him to stay inside a pond and pass through the night. If he could do that, he would get money. He did exactly the same thing, and it was time to get money the next day. And in order to collect his reward, what? His reward, isn't it? Where did he go? He went to the court to meet the emperor. What was the name of the emperor? What was the name? Akbar. Right. So what do you think? Akbar will give him the money straight away, right? Will he give it or not? Since the man has completed his day, he is supposed to receive the reward, right? But in this case, will he receive, will he not? Let's find out. Okay. The emperor asks, tell me, O man, how could you bear the cold all through the night? The emperor was surprised. He asked, oh poor man, how could you stay in the water all the night? How is it even possible for you? What did the man reply? Let's find out. The poor man replied, I could see a dim glowing light far away, and I felt warm with that ray of light. So see, he said, far away in the distance I saw a small light, and I somehow sensed the warmth. Seeing that light, watching that light itself gave me a sense of feeling warm, and that is how I survived. It was quite far. Do you think a small light bulb would make him warm while he was inside the pond all the night? It's not possible, right? It was some sort of hope. Okay, seeing the light bulb, he was getting some sort of sensation that he was warm, this and that. He was somehow giving a message to his mind that it was okay, he was feeling warm. But it's not possible at all for a man to feel warm while he was inside a pond with the bulb being 100 meters away. It's not possible at all, right? and it was winter. But he said that he felt warm by seeing the ray of light. Just to give him idea, he just kept observing, and he gave his mind the idea that it was all right, the night would pass and he was feeling warm. And in no way he meant to tell him that the light kept him warm. It's not possible, right? See, you are sitting in a room, do your light bulbs make you warm? No, right? If you want to feel cold, you will either lit charcoal or you will have to use a room heater or some other source to get the warmth. You cannot simply expect light bulb lighting in your neighbor's house to give you warmth. Or for that matter, if a heater is being burned 50-meter distance away from your house, will you feel the warmth with that? No is the answer, right? He was just trying to give him a casual answer, this man. Now what will happen? Let's find out. Emperor Akbar did not pay the man his reward, saying that he had saying that he had got warmth from the light, and so that he was cheating. So emperor, without even thinking that it's not possible for the man to get any kind of warmth or heat from that small light bulb, he declared that no, I'm not going to give you any kind of money. You cheated, you got the warmth from the light bulb. Now I'm not going to pay you the money, he declared. Do you think it was fair? Was it right? No, it was wrong on the part of the emperor to deny the man of his reward, because the man had fulfilled the what? Dare, by staying inside a cold pond, in a cold pond, and he passed through the night, right? The poor man could not say anything to the emperor, and so returned home sadly. See, emperor means very powerful and strong, and if the man had said anything against the emperor, he would be punished, right? It was very sad, but since he could not say anything, he left for his home with a very sad mood. Do you think it was right? Not right. He did all the hard work, but in the end he did not get anything. Okay. Now Birbal tried to make the emperor understand. Okay, Birbal was trying to explain the emperor, but the emperor did not listen to him. Birbal was trying to explain, no emperor, this is how he did, but the emperor did not listen to him at all. The emperor did not listen to Birbal. Okay. Then Birbal stopped coming to the court for some days. He stopped coming to the court for some days. Okay. He sent a messenger to the emperor saying that he would come to the court only after cooking his khichdi. Okay. What is the meaning of the word messenger? Messenger is a person who carries a message. Clear? So after this incident, what did Birbal do? Birbal stopped going to the court, and instead of him appearing at the court, he sent in a messenger, and he gave the message to the messenger that he would only appear at the court once his khichdi was cooked. Clear? He said, I will only come to the court if my khichdi is fully cooked, otherwise I'm not coming. Who said this? Birbal sent this message to the messenger for the emperor. Okay. Turn up is a new word, means be present. Okay. As Birbal did not turn up even after 5 days, the emperor himself went to Birbal's house. Okay, so day 1 he didn't come, day 2 didn't come, 3, 4. When it was 5th day, the emperor could no longer bear. He himself went to Birbal's house to see what he was actually doing. How could cooking khichdi take such a long time, right? Cooking khichdi hardly takes half an hour, but Birbal was taking days. So the emperor could no longer bear it, and he himself went to Birbal's house. And he would observe something very strange. Birbal had lit a fire. Birbal had lit a fire and kept the pot of uncooked khichdi high above it. So what did Birbal do? He lit fire here. See, small fire, not that broad flame, and then he fixed this pot, putting in rice and all those stuff high above. It should be very high, higher than this. Clear? With the hope that his khichdi would be cooked. Okay, so the emperor comes and sees this. And what would he say now? Let's see. Emperor Akbar asked him. So emperor sees it and asks him, how will the khichdi get cooked with the fire so far away? So emperor gets angry and asks, Birbal, how do you think this khichdi will get cooked with the fire being so low? Do you think it's even possible? Okay, now Birbal will come up with a sharp reply. What reply will it be? Let's find out. So Birbal replied, it was possible for a person to get warmth from a light that was distance away. In the same way, this khichdi will get cooked too. So he was trying to give a message. He said, if that person who was in the pond could get light from a far distance, why would my khichdi not get cooked? So he was trying to give the emperor the message that the way he treated the poor man was wrong, and the poor man did not get any light from that light bulb. It was not possible because it was far. Similarly in this case, the khichdi also was not getting cooked because the fire is too far from the source of the khichdi. Okay, so he was trying to explain or make the king understand that what he did with the poor man was wrong, and eventually the king would understand. Okay, so Emperor Akbar understood his mistake. Clear? He understood that he was wrong. So what did he do? He called his poor man and what did he do? He called the poor man and rewarded him. So in the end, it ended well. All's well that ends well. Clear? In the end, he called the poor man and then gave him reward. Okay, so this is the end. All right, it was nice little story that told us how Akbar used his wisdom. How Birbal used his wisdom to make the king understand that he was treating the poor man wrongly. Okay. So now it's time we take a quick look at the exercises. Since most of these exercises have already been solved, I'm not going to go into complete detail of the exercises. I'll just quickly summarize them. I want you to try and do them on your own, but still if you think you have any problem related to any of the exercises pertaining to the lesson that I've just explained, you can always ask me in Google Meet. Okay. So let's see, take a look at this preparation section. It's about preparing different picture of food from different Indian state and talking about them. You can start with your own state and then go to South Indian state, North Indian state, and so on. Okay, so let's see, let's start the actual exercise here. Practice comprehension. So first one is ticking the correct answer. There will be option. Birbal bought a rich poor man to the court. What is the answer? Rich or poor? Poor, right? 2. The man stood in the river or pond the whole night. Where did he stay? Was it river or pond? It was of course pond. So do the rest on your own. It's very simple, right? Then answer this questions. 1. Yeah. Why did Akbar ask the man to stand in a cold pond? To stand in a cold pond? Why did he ask him? Yes. Because what is the reason? Akbar wanted to see whether a man was capable of doing anything for money, and this man came up with a claim that he could spend a night in the pond, and in return he was to be rewarded. Okay, let's see. Fine, you will do the rest on your own. How did Birbal show the emperor that he was wrong? In order to show that he was wrong, Birbal lit up a seemingly small fire and fixed the pot, putting rice and dal very high up the flame. With the little flame that he had lit, it would take number of days for the khichdi to get cooked. So in this way, Birbal tried to convey the message to the man that as the flame was not good enough for the khichdi to get cooked, the light bulb was not enough for the man to get warmth while he was still in the water in the pond. Okay, so this is how he convinced the man. Okay, so now there is this perfect session which will teach you new words, vocabulary in order to enhance your English. Let's see what are they. You asked to what? Write down all the words that come to your mind when you think of the word cooking. So when the word cooking comes to your mind, when the word cooking is being mentioned, what are the words that come to your mind? You asked to write. See, you are given this map for ideas. See, cooking, ingredients, you'll require different thing, dishes, process. So yeah, it's almost done. Do it on your own. Let's do the next. Take the correct phrase from each pair. One has been done for you. See, light a fire means to light a flame, right? Go up in flames means what? Yeah. Yes. Does it mean go up in fire? Try them. This is interesting. A problem? Just talk to me. Okay. Grammar. We have already learned about countable and uncountable noun, right? Things that can be counted are called countable noun. Example: book, pen, bag, flower, dog, school. Uncountable nouns are things that cannot be counted. Here, I suggest you to open your book for clear visibility. See, countable nouns are things that can be counted. Example is also given here: book, pen, flower, dog, school, etc. Right? Then uncountable noun. What are uncountable noun? Uncountable nouns are things that cannot be what counted, isn't it? Uncountable nouns are things that cannot be counted. For example, milk, honey, rice, sand, butter, sauce. Right? So when we talk about quantity of countable noun, we use a or n before them. Always remember, like I'm eating an egg. Okay? You ask to fill in the blank using a or n. I'm leaving this also for you. Should I do the first one? For breakfast, I had an banana or a banana. A banana, right? A banana and an orange, isn't it? So do the rest on your own, kids. It's simple. Now it's high time that you start doing some exercise on your own. So the next is, when we talk about quantity of uncountable noun, we use, what do we use? Any, we use any and some before them. Okay, when we talk about quantity of uncountable noun, we use two words: any or some before them. Example is being given here, like, can I have some water or bread? Then Do you have any apples or butter? Okay, so you are asked to write sentence using each of these words. What are the words? Using any in one sentence and some in other. Okay, cheese. Can I have some cheese? Do you have any cheese? Can I have some salt? Do you have some salt? Would you like some salt? Okay, and so on. Do it on your own. And there is more to follow. What is it? Let's find out. When there is only one thing that is singular, we say there is. Okay, when there is only one thing, we say there is. And when there is more than one thing, plural, we say there are. What do we say? We say there are. Okay, example, there is a cherry on the cake. There are apples in the basket. Cherry is singular here, apples is plural here. So when we talk about singular thing, we use there is. When we talk about plural thing, we use there are. Okay, you got to differentiate between these two. So here is a new exercise. It says fill in the blanks with there is or there are. One has been done for you, so I don't think there is any need for me to do any. Try to do. There's some sweets on the plate. What is it? Sweets. Is it singular, one or more than one sweet? It's more than one sweet. So what will I say? There are. Okay, try and do the rest. So the final exercise, I guess, perform section. No, there are a few more to go, so we'll try and do them. So see, you asked to complete this story with the help of picture clues given. One has been done. Very simple. Picture clues are provided. You have to fill in the blank using the picture. One has been done for you. See, once there was a what? Mouse. Whenever he looked up at the dash, he thought so. Class, I recommend you to use your book for clarity and try to do this on your own. Treat this as your homework. If you have already done, try to rub it, do it on your own again. Clear? Like say the dash, what will it be? What is this? Giraffe, right? You'll fill it up as giraffe. What is this? Mouse. What is this? What does it look like? Try and do. Yeah. And what is this? What is this? This is a cloud, isn't it? So picture itself is answer. You got to know the correct spelling and do it. So this listening exercise is based on CD class. We are not going to do. If you have CD, you must have received one CD along with the book you purchase. If yes, you can listen to this CD and do it. It's optional. You may or may not do it. You may skip this because we have already done plenty of exercise based on listening. So we need not do this. And now speaking. You also form pairs and talk about the characters of Akbar, Birbal and the poor man. So form in pair, you can do this with your parents or your sibling, whosoever you like. So see, Akbar, how was Akbar's character? Massive, grand emperor, right? One who was fierce in decision making, and one who wanted to see new things. Birbal, witty, wisdom, wise man who was full of words and answers, who did not shy away from saying or staying by right, even when it came to in terms of king. The poor man, the old man, he was poor, he was in need of money, he was ready to take dare and challenges, but he was not brave enough to speak up when it came to in terms of keeping his words in front of the king, right? So that is it, class. With this, we basically have come to conclusion of this lesson. I suggest you to do a thorough self reading of this chapter once again and go through difficult words and try to list them down in your notebook. Okay, that's how you will learn things. and practice more of these exercises on your own in your notebook. That's how things will improve. Okay, so let us wind up today's class with this declaration. Thank you all. Thank you.